welcome to Box Office Breakdown. The Meg took a big bite out of the box office. Come on, I had to use that pun. Mission Impossible still is hanging on, and nostalgia wins very well because Christopher Robin is still in the top 3. That and more. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
What's up? And welcome to Box Office Breakdown, where we...
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We have never done it better, guys.
Yeah, the box office that was, and then we talk about what movies are going to be coming up. I'm your host, Kari Lane, and I'm filling in for Frank. So don't worry, I'm not permanent for all of you people that were like, hey, this is not normally my spot. Normally I'm like right here, and then like Frank's right here, but he's doing a really cool job, so don't worry, he'll be back. And I have a really cool panel over here.
Yeah, I think you do too. I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez. Hi.
Hi, I'm Neil Plumley.
And in the booth...
It's me. I'm Anthony Becerra. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. I cannot wait to talk movies.
Sweet. So we'll talk about the top 5 at the box office. We'll talk about other international numbers. And at the very end, we're going to make our guess at what the top 5 will be for next week, as well as pick a movie to bet on what numbers it will make, and you get to decide. So if you're joining us in the chat, welcome. And we're going to have the chat up. We can kind of see it. They're just going to make it a little bigger so we can actually read it.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
He's like, I'm on it. And if you're joining us live, thank you for being here. If you're watching it later, please comment down below. Make sure to do a thumbs up. Yeah, there they are. And click that subscribe button. Also, if you're over on iTunes, please leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the box office.
Yay! Movies.
Cool. There it was. Yay. Hello, everybody. Okay, so number 1 for the top 5 box office. Are any of us surprised that the Meg won?
Slightly.
I'm pretty sure we were all saying that would be number 1 though last week. So
I think I remember saying that, but I might just be saying that now.
I know that I did not get the right number, so that's what I'm saying. Well, it's fine.
Neil, do you have our numbers?
I do. I have our numbers from last week's box office bet.
And those numbers are...
Last week we bet that the Meg would be... No, we would bet. Last week we bet on what numbers the Meg would bring in this past weekend. Carrie, would you be so kind as to tell me the number that it actually made? The number
that the Meg actually made box office-wise is $44.5 million.
Nice.
That is insane.
Yes.
It did so good. It did a lot better than we all thought it would do.
Yep.
And here's the proof. The furthest person we had away from our bet, we all shot low, by the way.
Yeah.
No one went over the bet. Everyone was low. Price is right.
No one went overboard.
Shorty got low.
The furthest person we have was also the furthest person for making a joke right then, and that's Amy Cassandra Martinez.
You're like, yeah!
$19 million. You really didn't think this...
Holy moly, really?
Yeah, you didn't think that this movie was going to do very well, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
You're normally a lot better, but it must have just been
Sorry,
just an off
it's
week.
all right.
It's an off week, and I really wanted to watch The Meg.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to soon.
Yeah.
Sure. And then next in second to last place, we have Tony B. Tony _ in the booth, who bet $23 million.
Okay. You didn't win, bro.
I'm a button master.
In second place, we had Kari D. Lane, $27.5 million. In the bet. And the prognosticators this week was myself, with $30 million.
Wow.
Still really far off. I was 14 shy, and I was still the closest one. It definitely went above all of our expectations, and I'm kind of jazzed about it.
Yeah, good for the Meg.
Summer, it's one of those popcorn flick. That's Amy. You will confirm or deny in a moment.
Yes.
Generally, I didn't get to see it yet. I really wanted to. Ran out of time. But the thing I've been hearing is like either it's perfect, right, kind of like over the top craziness, or some people are like took itself too seriously and could have been more crazy.
Okay.
Those are some of the things I've been hearing.
All right.
And you saw it. So
I saw it. And
was it?
Okay. You need a little bit of a backstory, though.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Story time. I went to the press junket It was a few weeks ago, and it was really cool because if you check out my Instagram at AmyCassandra.mtz, you will see that I did a really cool thing where you get on this floaty and there's a green screen, and it's so cool. So
You look great.
thank you. I didn't know that was going to happen, so I wore a dress, and it just...
Still look good.
You'll have to see it.
Yeah.
But yes, and it was cool because it was nice to be able to see all of the... Well, it was Jason Statham, Ruby Rose, Rainn Wilson, a couple of other people. And it was nice to see them, out of the movie and see them working the junket. And yeah, so I think that's what interested me in actually going and seeing the Meg. And of course, because I was worried that I was going to lose, which I did. So hey, it worked out. And I ended up using the whole e-ticketing thing from MoviePass. No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
I know. I like to try new things, like new movie theaters.
What happened?
I went to a new one. First of all, I do have to say the e-ticketing part of it was super easy. Bam, you click it, then it's done. But getting there, the entrance was funky. So that already, I was like, okay, it should be pretty easy to find where the entrance to a freaking movie theater is. Oh, whatever. So I was like, okay, I got in there. And I was really excited because it was supposed to be a fancy movie theater where they give you the food inside, right?
Yeah.
So I asked the lady when she's, checking the tickets or whatever. So, is there food inside as well as, out here in the concession stand? She said, oh, well, there's only going to be food here in the concession stand until September when everything's finished. And I was like, wait, what? No!
Bummer.
So I was like, okay, it's fine, whatever. And everything looked so empty and, spread out because they were getting ready to do that.
All the remodel.
Yes, but the seats were comfortable, so that's a big deal.
Very important.
What wasn't comfortable was the temperature inside the theater.
Freezing or
it was
sweating?
Humid and sticky and weird. And then of course people are eating next to you, so you hear it, and then you're slightly moist.
Stop.
I know I said it, guys.
Some
but it's
people
just
don't like that word.
I know people hate it. I don't really
You
like
use
it.
all parts of your mouth though.
Did it feel like you may have just
Use
been
front
on
to
a
the back
boat?
and
Slightly.
Was it humid like being on a boat?
You know what?
And you're annoyed at
Maybe
people
it was
eating
a
like when you're on a
4D.
boat?
Maybe it was a 4D experience.
It sounds like my type of theater. Not gonna lie.
Ew, what?
I just like being tested.
Humid.
He
suffers from his
uncomfortable. Or I've been to theaters where you start and it's freezing, the AC's cranked, so you bring your blanket, but you're then on a leather seat. But by the end, you're just
sweating.
Take it off.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to recline a little bit, and they had a nice little thing where you could put your food in front of you.
A tray.
Thank you, a tray.
Oh yes.
English. Yes, I also didn't realize that I chose a 3D version of the Meg, so I was like, oh, okay.
Was it good in 3D?
It was actually pretty fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. The movie itself. Here we
Yes.
go. Okay.
You're getting into
There we
it.
go.
Tell us.
It wasn't. There were so many deaths that they kind of just lost meaning. It was oh, cool, you died. That's awesome. Let's move on to the next person.
Character deaths or
Yes.
character deaths and it's civilian deaths?
Both.
And there's just way too many of them.
Yeah, you're like, okay. That's not good. That's not good if you're not caring if these people are dying. But the Meg was cool. Jason Statham, pretty BA.
He's always cool.
Yeah.
The young girl in it was adorable. There is a dog in it, Pippin. Big highlight of the movie, I would say.
Does the dog get eaten?
I'm going to give you a little baby spoiler.
Don't say anything.
No, I want to know. For all us dog owners. It's okay.
I gave you a little something. I don't want to tell you, but everything's going to be okay.
Okay.
Don't
YouTube
worry.
Viewers,
Okay.
She made a sign with her thumb.
So what she means is, wait, the thumb is a
survival
finger.
movie with
So you
Kate
can use that
Winslet
however.
and or somebody. It was a snow survival one, and they're spoilers.
Idris Elba.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
I was thinking that name. They're spoilers. The dog lives. Don't worry.
the
And
mountain.
I'm
Yeah.
thank you. That's where I'm
I was
can't
very
watch.
stressed out. But
Watching the trailer stresses me out. But anyway, sorry.
I mean,
continue.
they cover a lot. They
Yeah.
really do. And I feel like the first act, you're kind of confused as to what's going to happen. The second act, pretty good. The last act, you're like, what? Okay. But it's fun. That's why I'm kind of surprised that a lot of people did go see it.
Okay.
But it is August. We all want a fun summer movie. Definitely made you feel like it was summer. Definitely in that theater. So, yeah. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not that bad.
So, Amy.
Nice stuff.
From
3D's
the chat.
fine. What, guys?
Paul Jones says, giant shark movie. Too many deaths? LOL.
Yeah, you know what? I love Jaws, but they have to mean a little something.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, you can't just be like, awesome, kill more people. You know, like, I don't know.
That's some of the fun part to it.
Some of the fun parts, but when you're like, oh, I can't believe they died. Oh.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I would
They
have liked
need to
a little
build it
more
up
blood.
more.
Exactly. So you care about them.
Yeah.
More gore
Yeah.
instead of like, oh, whoop-de-doo. Ate another person.
Right.
Okay. You know? Okay.
Yeah.
More deaths that meant something. More blood.
Also, I've heard that I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard that if you have seen all the Jaws movies, there are little throwbacks to all the Jaws films in the Meg. So if you're an adept Jaws fan, I guess you'd really appreciate this movie.
I think I've seen is there more than 3?
There's 4.
4. Okay.
Jaws 4, The Revenge.
Pretty sure I've seen through 3. But anyway. All right, cool. And I was like, Neil did not see the Meg. And so
I didn't
that's
see
all right.
I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Will you want to see it after the rave
Yes,
review
after her
that I
rave.
just...
I mean, I'd
Is it
like
on
to.
your radar?
I'm just super busy in my life.
That's
Yes.
good.
You know?
You have a lot in your
I'd
order.
rather see movies I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you which one you should see.
Oh, what's that? Are we
Well,
getting there
not
soon
yet.
enough?
Yes,
Okay.
we will.
All right, let's stay
All
tuned.
right. Number 2, we got Mission Impossible Fallout, still there at 20 million, down only 43.4%.
A solid drop.
Didn't fall out of the top 5.
Yes, there
Point,
you
point,
go.
point.
Thank you. I should have asked for that pun before we started. Guys.
Why didn't I get a cool... I mean, I love your sound effects, Neil. I would like both. Tone.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You
I
have to
think
dab when he does
on
that.
Twitter was kind of asking about what's some good movies to see in theaters, and I would say Mission Impossible is definitely a good one to see in theaters. That
yeah.
action is top notch, high octane, fun. We've all seen it. We all
No,
enjoyed.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet? Yes.
No, but I think you
Okay.
should see the Meg in theaters. If you're going to see it 3D, go all out. Why not?
No.
Fair enough.
Or Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Mission Impossible. Okay.
Both.
Number 3, we got Disney's Christopher Robin at 20. Sorry, 12.43, down 49.4%. Which I'm like, nostalgia, man. That is holding in there.
Yeah. I'm actually really surprised that's
Yeah.
number 3.
Scary, guys.
We had 3 new movies come out this week, and only one of them got
Top
like
3,
above
yeah.
got above Christopher Robin,
Yes.
which is kind of surprising. But I mean, I guess like looking at it in retrospect, it makes sense. It's just not something that I would have
Also-
predicted earlier on.
Family film. Pretty much the only family-friendly film in the whole bunch. So,
Yeah.
yeah, family films. You know, the parents are like, "What can we go see with the kids?" And that's it.
People are going back to school, what, next week?
And
This tomorrow?
mid to end of August.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, soon. All right, number 4, horror did pretty well-ish. Slender Man came in at 11.32.
To Slender
Earlier in the
box
chat,
office.
Ken Jack says, I saw Slender Man tonight. The movie it said it was bad. A lot of scenes that made the trailer look good were not in the movie. The ending did not make sense. Overall, just bad movie. That
Yeah, it
is
did
one of the
look great.
more annoying things with trailers is you like it or you hate it. And either you like it and you want the movie, it's not, or you hate it and then you don't want to see the movie, and it doesn't matter. It's because it's not in there anyways.
Real quick, I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone read up on it, but wasn't this film originally supposed to be meant for a rated R, and it was butchered down to PG-13?
Oh, see, that's probably where they lost it.
And I think that's probably what, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're doing horror these days, you gotta keep it R. I get it that like
Yes.
the Slender Man fan club is like Minecraft age, like a good chunk of it. So they probably wanted to keep it PG-13 so all the kids could see it. But if you want horror done right these days, it's R.
You got to. Otherwise,
Blumhouse
Yeah.
just defined that for everyone.
Paul Jones says, back to watching it in theaters. The Meg should be in theaters via the chat. Yeah, it's the R rating. Like, there's enough people that are going to see rated R movies. It's like people are shelling out money to rated R. And horror, yeah, to scare horror fans now, you kind of need that rating because it generally means there's gore or swearing, which is kind of
Or
a
you
big
have
part.
to like take
Yeah.
it more seriously, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Otherwise, I'm like, why? What? Like,
Like a joke.
we're past this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
PG-13 movies, horror movies are just. It's I don't know. It's just child's play to me now.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta step it up.
I think Child's Play was rated R too.
What was?
Child's Play.
Oh yeah. Gotta be.
School-wise, Sky Patterson in the chat said has some family that started August 10th. Oh, that's so early.
Oh.
No way.
No,
September. I'm back to the good old days you do, September to June.
No.
Yeah, start earlier. Kids lose too much information in the middle of summer. I wish I went to school like all. I mean, I didn't wish it at the time. I wish it now.
I love my September to June. July and August were summer. Those were the full months of summer.
No.
Also, my birthday's in August, and I wouldn't have wanted to start school on my birthday. Though everybody would be around. They wouldn't be gone on vacation. But
True.
What's the 5th movie?
yes. Thank you. 5th movie, because I think you sound excited to talk about it, Tony, is Blackkklansman at 10.799. So somebody please talk about it, because I need to sip something here.
Tony B. Tony _ do you want to go?
Sure, yeah. I saw this movie. I really enjoyed it. I saw Sorry to Bother You not too long ago.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, yeah, that's a fantastic movie, too.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it's kind of like in the same vein of, well, anyways, scratch that. But yeah, I really liked it. It's like an anti-establishment film that has to do a lot of also like social commentary on race.
Yeah.
And it was really well made. The acting is so on point. I really enjoyed watching Adam Driver. Also, I guess they're calling him like Mini Denzel or Denzel Jr.
Oh.
He was fantastic. He's so charming in it. Like he has these moments where he's like such a goofball, and I love it so much. Like he's like he hangs up the phone and he does like a karate chop, and it's like amazing. It's like the best thing ever.
Nice.
But yeah, the end of the film gets really heavy.
Wait, is this Sorry to Bother You? Or?
No. This is Klansman.
Okay. Because it's one of those I didn't know where that transition
No,
went.
I kind of moved over from Sorry to Bother.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's older, so I'd rather talk about Blackkklansman. Definitely the ending is such a gut punch.
Okay.
It's a very, it kind of like holds a mirror to society and doesn't hold back, and it's like, look at it, like you thought it would go away, but look at today's day, it's still around, the clan's still around, the people are still around, the hate is still around, and people are still struggling every day with hate, and it's a very sad thing. And by the end of the film, I was bawling my eyes out in my seat because of like just the emotional and powerful impact that I felt from it, and it was it's definitely something worth watching. I'm really sad I mean, granted it's in the top 5, but I wish more people had gone to see this movie than the Meg. You know, it's kind of it's a reflection of our society. Like people rather go watch big giant shark movies rather than a film that actually means something. You know?
Oh, you mean ignore the truth and just forget about it all? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not let themselves be confronted.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sense, they don't want to be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
So
sorry to bother you.
sorry to bother you. Exactly.
That was good.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yes, high recommend. I was very happy to see that it made it in the top 5. I was like, yes! Because I mean, regardless of the topic too, based on true story things always get people's interest, which is good because that could maybe get people that might be like,
Yeah.
It's such a unique kind of topic and very poignant to today
Right.
that it's like, oh, I'm glad. So Amy, you saw it as well.
Yeah, I was able to see this because of the points that I had from Regal.
Yay!
Because of Movie Pass. So that viewing experience was much more great. That was greater.
Than the other theater you went to?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with Tony. I think it was... I almost wish that people wouldn't think it was like super serious all the time, because I think sometimes people don't want to go see something that's just going to be like, you know, a mirror to reality, because it's like, yes, that happened, but it's also a good movie. Like, unfortunately, that is what's going on in the world now. But if it wasn't, if that was just like a movie by itself, it's enjoyable to watch because of how everyone really commits to their character. Laura Harrier. She is amazing in the film. She was actually in Spider-Man Homecoming. And she played... Oh, I can't remember. Let me see.
Wait,
she
was
played Liz.
Elizabeth? Whoa!
Yes, right? So
what?
she
How
plays...
old is she?
She is 28. Yeah, 28. Yeah, she plays a high schooler in Spider-Man Homecoming, and just like the not ditzy, but just like the love interest that Peter's just pining over. Yes. And in Blackkklansman, she's a strong, powerful woman in college, like the president, like
the president of
I
can't remember. Damn.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Colorado
Cool.
Springs. Yeah. it's so empowering to see her take on that role. And then, of course, you know, to be able to have this movie be made, thanks to Jordan Peele and everyone that made it happen, obviously Spike Lee, and just to give a voice to these people that we may have not, you know, seen otherwise. I mean, Topher Grace did a pretty good job, but I think this is one of his better roles, which is interesting because he's playing such a freaking crazy person.
No, well,
Like, what?
no offense. I mean, he didn't come off as like super radical in the film, but like he was so spot on with like the casting.
Yeah.
And I think the way he played it was I think it was perfect. Like it's so like how he makes up how he sees that certain type of race is so it's so ingrained in him. It's so like logical, and he's like okay with it. And that's the part that really creeped me out about how someone can really just have hatred and disdain for someone only because of the color of their skin without even trying to get to know them. It's the saddest thing.
It's so interesting also to watch it and be like, okay, so this is how some people think. That's crazy. This is how I think. And to see both sides and to see just how crazy the world is. Because all of this happened. But then also like what the main character, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but what the main character is doing, that he's just like, what? Okay. And then everything happens and you're like, what the heck, world? But it's a really good watch. Like, it's really interesting. But yeah, the end just really hits you. But like, watch it because that's life. That's reality. That's what's going on. That's what happened. But yeah, I would say, again, I wish more people had seen it. But maybe word of mouth.
Oh, yeah. I feel this could get some more legs of word of mouth. Also, it's more on like the indie side, which some people are like so burnt out of, you know, big blockbuster films. So then this feels more appealing of like, something intelligent and not just fluff. Though nothing against popcorn, like fluff movies too. There are times where that's important, and then other times where it's like, no, I want to be able to think. I want something to like challenge you.
Nice that we have something like this in theaters that people can go and watch. I feel like a few years ago, this would have never been out.
Yeah, I'm so appreciative of this film because it creates a discourse. Like I went to go see it with Phil Zvitek, and like on the whole call right there, like we were just talking about the film and like how we saw and then interpreted like different scenes and how it all went down and just like the state of our country in general. It's a fantastic film.
Nice. So, if you haven't watched it,
got
some rave reviews on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I did watch another movie that was actually released, but it's like really indie, so I apologize if it doesn't come to your area, but I saw Summer of '84, which is I believe a rated R horror film.
Yes.
It does take
Don't
place
spoil anything.
It does take place in the 80s. It's pretty much about this gang of kids who somehow believe that one of the kids' next door neighbor happens to be the killer that's going around at the time, and then they start investigating the person they believe is a killer, and you see what happens. I saw it at a screening here in Lemley in Santa Monica, and some of the actors were there, and it was really fun along with the producers and writers. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed this film. It's coming to video on demand, I believe, August 24th. So catch that later on. And I also was lucky enough to interview the directors, RKSS, on Horror Movie News. So just check that out on our Popcorn Talk channel as well. If you've seen Turbo Kid, they are the same directors.
Right.
Yes. Though they're not in Summer of '84 the way they are in Turbo Kid.
Oh.
Because they're not in it at all.
And they're also like it's a completely different
super
film.
different tone and genre. Yeah. I'm so glad you liked it. I knew you would.
It was fantastic. That ending, man.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Yeah.
It's just a really nice one, and then some people, which we'll say it ahead because we mentioned it a little bit on Popcorn on our on Popcorn Talks Horror Movie News. There we go. Some people are like, oh, it looked like Stranger Things, and we're like, we're gonna push pause on that real quick. Stop. Stranger Things looks like an '80s movie and show because it's based in the 80s. This looks like the 80s. Just because Stranger Things is so widely popular, everyone's just like, oh, everything that looks 80s looks like that. And you're like, no.
Yeah, that can be frustrating.
It is kids set in the 80s. It's just, similar concepts, but nothing like that because it's not supernatural whatsoever. Which is kind of like, some good jump scares. Yes, Tony, did you get those? They had some good jump scares for me.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yes.
And also I was like waiting for the crowd, since I had already seen it, I was waiting for the crowd reaction for that ending scene. And man, did people react. Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, limited run. They posted a thing on Twitter, and Horror Movie News posted a thing of there's some theaters but limited, and then look for that later. Saw that at Sundance and loved it. Also, I think it came out earlier this month, but Searching should be coming to a theater near you. I've mentioned that one as well. That's with John Cho, and that's the looking for his daughter who went missing. So that one's really good too. Looking out for that one. Alrighty, so let's get into some international numbers. So Warner Brothers Gravity Pictures Prehistoric Shark took a whale of a bite. Come on, we gotta use puns, guys. International box office is opening, and it surprised both at home and abroad. It got 96.8 million across 42 offshore markets, and global launch is 141.3. So nice big numbers. Mission Impossible Fallout, meanwhile, just dipped just 47% in holdover markets overseas, and now 27.5 offshore for 438 million globally. So the international number is 19% ahead of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. The Meg, I always love puns, I do. Meg took a little nibble out of the Tom Cruise smash in overlap markets, but it's still dominating major markets like France, Germany, Australia, and Japan, where the shark has not yet surfaced. So speaking of Japan, moviegoers are doing the dino dance. Their Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom has climbed to 58.2 million, and that's up 8% in its fifth frame. Elsewhere, Incredibles 2 is this close to the 500 million international and has taken over Toy Story 3 to become the biggest ever Pixar release worldwide.
Wow.
So big numbers.
That's pretty huge. Toy Story 3 was a ginormous movie.
Yes. So movies coming out, we're going to talk about... So movies coming out, and you guys can pick between these three, and I'm going to include it because even though it's on Wednesday, I'm going to. Crazy Rich Asians, which I'm super excited to see.
Yeah.
Alpha and Mile 22. So... we have the chat going, and you watching live, pick between Crazy Rich Asians, Alpha, and Mile 22. Based on your decision, we will bet on how much that movie will make, and then who wins is the prognosticator of prognosticators. Woohoo!
Yay!
And so while we get ready for that, we're going to look at a film history of somebody who's in an upcoming movie. So with Mile 22, we're going to look at John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
So his top 5 films from the past and how much they made. Number 5, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Number 5 is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That one came out
a while ago.
Yes, that's quite some time ago. I read that book. I really liked the book. The movie was fun.
I love both the book and the movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Was that with Martin Freeman? Or?
Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel,
so
Sam
weird.
Rockwell, Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alan Rickman plays a depressed robot.
Yes.
And he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, not that anyone would ask me what my feelings were. And like walks into the other room and you're just like,
gosh.
hilarious. And of course, John Malkovich has a little side role in there. I love that movie. I think it's fantastic. Of course, I mean, the book's better. The book's always better. But
Did you see the British miniseries they made of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No, I still need to.
It's so weird, too. Because it's like... it's very British, made for TV. But, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is pretty good, but go read the book, too. Oh, shoot. I lost my page. There it goes. Okay, number 4. Red. Yes! Love that one.
Retired, extremely dangerous.
Amy has a very blank look on her face.
I'm trying to... I've seen something that I think is that movie, but I don't think so.
It's Bruce Willis, Helen Mirren.
Yes.
John Malkovich, and...
Morgan Freeman. Yes. And they're all retired.
They're retired
and extremely
assassins.
Dangerous. Ha! Red, get it?
It's based on a graphic novel.
Retired, extremely dangerous. Red.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Ding.
I get it.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the idea is, they're just like old folks and still awesome. It's just fun, crazy, over-the-top action comedy.
Yeah, the government tries to like silence them because of some reason, and they're all still highly trained individuals. So then they just sort of band up and try and take down this corruption. But they're all like old. It's hilarious.
Like, how old are we talking?
Well, I mean,
like late 50s, 60s, 70s. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because
wow.
they're supposed to be like kind of grandma, grandpa age-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Then we got number 4, Aragon. Speaking of book to movie, that if you never read the book, it was fun. But if you read the book, it was a horrible adaptation, as Neil will tell you.
It's not a good dragon movie. It's not a good movie.
You're like, no. There we go. Number 2, Con Air.
Put the bunny in the box. That was a really good role for John Malkovich, though.
Why?
Because he was like just like a sociopath criminal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he played that very well.
Plays him, yeah.
Yes.
I would say I could see that.
The other standout role from that was Steve Buscemi. I thought he did really well in that too, because he was like super creepy, but then he ended up like not being. Well, he was probably terrible, but he ended up like. There's a scene where you thought that he was going to kill this little girl, and it cuts away, and then later you see the girl's like alive, and she's like waving goodbye to him as he's going away, and so you're like, oh, I guess he didn't kill her. So it makes you sort of feel better about his character, but he's also like a criminal. It's a weird phenomenon, but he did a good job as well.
And number 1, John Malkovich made money movie is Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
Of course it was.
Because Transformers makes a lot of money.
Of course, makes sense.
All right. A couple of you have chimed in the chat, but a reminder, Crazy Rich Asians, Alpha, or Mile 22. Vote on one of those, and we will guess at how much it will make. And while you're doing that, I see a couple of people have already written that. So while you're doing that, we will do our top 5, as well as, again, make sure to hit that little thumbs up button, subscribe, and if you're on iTunes, leave a review. Let us know what you thought of it. 5 stars, because 1 through 4 don't work. So let's see what our top 5 will be. Do we think the Meg will drop out of number 1? No.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it might. It might be a fleeting blip.
So what will take its place?
Really want Crazy Rich Asians to
I
do
wanted
so.
to.
Honestly,
Me
it
too.
might. It might.
Yeah.
We haven't had a good rom-com.
How many screams is that?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
3,200.
Wow.
Crazy Rich
Yeah.
Asians is
That's a lot.
3,200. Alpha will be at 25, and Mile 22 will be 34 plus.
I'll tell you one thing. It's not going to be Alpha.
No,
Right.
it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be Alpha if Alpha's on 4,000 screens.
I haven't
my
seen
opinion.
much from Alpha. I kind of forgot about them.
Crazy Rich Asians and the press behind it sort of, hear me out, sort of reminds me of the press leading up to My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Where it was like, I get it that there's still like white people in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, but it's a totally different culture, a whole different family, and everyone's like acting like, they all have their own little things in it. And there's also like, a wedding involved and sort of like a rom-com thing. Now that was a breakthrough hit. That's when like Shrek came out. And it was like
really
Shrek
good,
and
though,
My Big Fat
too.
Greek Wedding were like the biggest movies that year.
Yeah.
And since then, studios have been trying to recreate that magic, and they haven't really been able to. Even try to make My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, which didn't do so well a few years ago.
Yeah.
But this sort of reminds me of that. Now, I don't think it's going to be a very similar movie in tone or feel or anything, but I think it's going to fill that gap.
Actually, now that you reminded me, it has been 25 years since there's been a major studio film with an Asian American lead cast.
What was the last
Joy
one?
Luck Club.
Joy Luck Club.
Joy Luck Club? Okay.
So 25 years. A couple people are like, well, like Harold and Kumar. And they're like,
No.
this is large group ensemble, big blockbuster, like, on a bigger scale. And they turned down a Netflix deal. It could have been that, but they're like, no, we want this
Good.
in theaters and for people to see it.
That's awesome.
And it's an Asian American story as well. Because then people are like, whoa, what about? And they listed all of these Asian films, but they're from other countries or actors that, they're not born and they're not Asian American, which is a very different experience. So it's like, yes! So I'm really excited. And it looks super cute. And I know Amy is Helpless Romantic, and as
me some
rom-coms,
rom-coms.
me too. I'm like, I'm so down for this.
But see, and it's not any rom-com that I'm down for, because I know the crappy ones, and I'm not a fan of those. But this is one where I'm like, yes, diversity, awesome. That's an added bonus. Let's get more stories. Let's do this.
Yes.
I'm totally, I don't even know. I feel like a lot of us, if we have access to Movie Pass, if we don't, if we have...
I'm gonna see it anyway.
We will make it there.
Yeah.
Seeing that as
Yeah.
a birthday event.
I'm going to
this
say
weekend.
that's my number one for this
sure.
week coming up.
I want
For
it to
sure.
be.
Now that's,
yeah.
I don't know actually, that's tough because it comes out on a Wednesday, and that's always tough to get a good weekend stretch from it because we're only counting the 3-day weekend, or not
But
3-day
I
weekend,
do
but
feel
Friday,
there's-
Saturday, Sunday.
There's gonna be a lot of support. There's already a lot of people excited and support and wanting to,
So you think
Like,
the
get those
Wednesday is
numbers.
going to get the groundswell going?
Yeah.
Word of mouth. And
Yes.
then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to be positive and say that's number 1,
Okay.
followed by the Meg.
I'm with you.
And then
Yes.
Mile 22. And then Mission Impossible. And then why not Alpha? Or no, 5. Yeah, sure. Yes.
I'll bump
Sure.
I'll say same, but bump Blackkklansman up.
Ooh.
Just keep that there in
Okay.
the top 5.
I want to do that now. But I'll keep mine.
I think I like the list.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my number 5 at Christopher Robin.
Okay.
Nice.
Just real quick, I would
yeah.
like to recommend another film
Yeah.
that like paved the way for Asian American cinema,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's
Better luck tomorrow.
yeah, Better Luck Tomorrow with Perry Shen.
Yes.
My God, what a film! If you haven't seen that, check it out. I believe it's from the early 2000s. I want to say maybe
Yeah.
late 90s.
People mention that one too, but again, that was a very indie film. But
Yeah,
here's the thing: in an
unfortunately, but-
experience like watching it, and I haven't seen Blackkklansman yet, but something, Tony, I don't know if you noticed, when you're watching Better Luck Tomorrow, you notice that it's all like an Asian-led cast. But if it was all a white cast, nobody would think like, oh, this group of white people hang out together. It's a whole bunch of white people. You wouldn't say anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, as a whole bunch of Asian people, are like, oh. Like, you notice, like, because you don't see that in movies
Doesn't
enough.
that suck?
Oh, it does.
On
Like,
top,
can we just not?
and
yes.
on top of that,
Should
they're
be
not even
normal.
like the stereotypical like.
Yes, they're just
Asian.
normal people.
It's no, yeah, they're just
Yeah.
they're just shown
Mm-hmm.
in such a light that is not really shown,
Mm-hmm.
and it to be like released so like early on, as in like so long ago. I'm just shocked like not that many people have heard about this movie.
Yeah. Also, if you're a huge fan of any of the Fast and Furious movies, it's essentially a prequel for Han.
Right, Han's in the movie, and his name
And he's
is
the
Han.
same guy.
His
He's
name
like the
is
same
Han,
character.
and he has a really cool car too that I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure can drift. I don't know.
And the director
man.
of Better Luck Tomorrow directed Tokyo Drift.
Yep, that's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Nice little, and a few other of the Fast and Furious movies. So, yes. Thank you for mentioning that one. That one is so good. They played that at the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival 2 years ago. It's the opening night. It was 15. That one's been 15 years since that one came out, or now 16 because that was like a couple years ago. Cool. So we have a couple people in the chat making their guesses. As Nathaniel Fincher says, Mile 22 as number 1. Okay. Crazy Rich Asians, The Meg, Mission Impossible, and then Alpha. Okay.
I haven't seen any votes for movies, though.
Everybody's been voting Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, good.
Yay. Ken Jack says Meg, Mile 22, Crazy Rich Asians, Mission Impossible, and Christopher Robin. Okay, I see that as a possibility too. Ken Jack wrote again. Thank you. And yeah, someone mentioned Crouching Tiger, but yes, again, not Asian American film. So
Yeah, but it had the best fight scene.
it's
in
so good.
recorded
Yes, no,
history.
there's so many, and then there are plenty of amazing Asian actors as well. But we're talking about the Asian American, and though there are characters in this that maybe are, someone's mentioned kind of stereotype of like the tiger mom, but I'm like, yeah, but the main characters aren't that though. Like
Yeah.
they're all like regular people, and also having like male and female as like sexy leads, which we don't get. So. Cool. All right. Thank you. Ken Jack said Crazy Rich Asians received all the votes. So
All
we'll do
the
that one.
votes.
That's
Woo!
amazing.
Good job, chat room.
All right.
Okay. So, what do we think? Because we all said number 1, which we're all hoping for. We're like, yes.
3,200 screens.
3,200 screens.
Not a whole lot to compare it to.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Sadly, it's one of those like, well. But think of it as like, for me watching, I'm like, oh, it looks like a princess story. I'm so excited.
Yeah, right?
Like, it looks like,
Yeah.
Girl meets guy, finds out late, does not fall in love with him because he's rich, but then surprise, lots of princess stories like that of like, oh, surprise, I'm a prince. So,
It's kind of like Gossip Girl.
yeah.
There's a
All right,
lot of
It's
so-
kind of like real life with,
Oh my gosh, I
Meghan.
know.
yeah, Markle,
Yeah. Right?
Princess Markle.
Yes. All right, so number 1, we're going for Crazy Rich Asians. Let's see. Ooh, Ken Jack only says 15 though. Oh, but you didn't say it number 1, so true. Skypad or
It's like what I wanted to make. And
While Sky says
Think it'll
45 and a half for Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay, Stardew says 23. I'm going higher. I'm rooting for them.
I got mine in.
Okay.
Well, our last one, let's just say again, the Meg made 44.5. So
And that went well above like a lot of even generous predictions from studios.
So to beat that, it would have to be at least like the 30s to 40s, and
I think to beat it, it would have to be around the mid 20s.
yeah,
I don't. I think
true.
it'll
If it drops down 50, yeah.
It won't take a whole lot to beat the Meg in week 2. I don't think.
All right, I got it. And I'm about to say it right now.
No, I'm just reading the. I'm like, come on.
Wait,
think-
no.
is everyone ready?
I think
Yes.
we're all in. So
Yes,
Yeah.
go Tony.
Okay. Okay. 30 million.
30. Nice.
Yeah.
I went a bit higher than that with 35.
Twinsies, 35.
I went higher, 37.5.
Oh no. I mean, I still want to
guys.
watch this movie, but
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
totally seeing it this weekend. That's my plan.
Yay.
I have a fear that we're all really high, but I really hope that we're not.
Right? It's one of those we're all like, come on, we are rooting for
We're
you.
trying to, audience at home, we're trying to wish this
Come
into
on,
existence.
Yeah.
I had 55, and then I brought it to, well, I had 35, then I went to 55, then I went to 35.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping
As is
also that like just because you don't see yourself on screen, you want to go see it because guess what? That's the experience of so many people going to movies and seeing someone on screen that's
Yeah.
not themselves. So this is their time of getting that.
And it looks like a fun movie.
It looks so fun and
does.
cute.
Yes.
And just like fun romantic comedy.
And so many of the side characters that I see in the trailers, I like recognize from other things. And
Yes,
I'm like,
you're like,
oh, I know you.
you,
oh,
you.
I know you.
Yes.
Oh, I know you.
It's like
gonna
a
be a lot of
family
fun.
reunion. Yeah.
Yeah, bringing everyone together.
Did you all see their red carpet photos from their go on Twitter, and they had their premiere, their red carpet photos. Oh, they're gorgeous. They all look so pretty.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
You're
do
just
that
like
right when we're done.
one of them, I forget which actress it was. She's like, it's like Asian prom because they're all dressed up and everything.
That's
You're
so
like, oh,
cool.
it's so cute. All right, cool. Thank you very much to everybody joining us in the chat and chiming in. Paul Jones went a little lower at 18. I can see that.
Sky changed his to 40.5 for Crazy Rich Asians.
Final answer.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, I have it right on that glare that I'm like,
Yeah.
Actually, I'd have to look up his name. I will post it and tag y'all and hashtag box office breakdown on Twitter. I interviewed, it's the guy that she falls in love with, his best friend. He's in the trailer. I interviewed him at the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival this past one, and we talked about the film coming out and everything and kind of what it means. So I will post a link to that.
Cool.
As fun of like, hey,
Yeah, that'd be
the
great.
trailer. Cool. Alrighty. Thank you again, everybody. And anything else we want to add?
Go to the movies and watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes. Our question this week. I was like, what's a good one this week? Do you have
Are
one?
you
Amy?
going to watch Crazy Rich Asians this weekend? Yes. Okay, cool.
What is an underrated film in terms of not widely known, but it's so good? We talked about Better Luck Tomorrow. So good, but it's one of those people are like, I've never heard of that. So something that you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but then you find out people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Comment down below your thoughts on that and any of the other movie stuff we talked about, and what movies are you seeing, and did you like them or not? And be more specific. I worked at Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, and people are like, oh, I didn't like it, it was bad. I'm like, can you be specific? Because then that will also help pick something better for later.
Yeah.
So, if you don't like a movie, maybe it's a little boring. And then maybe that's what you should look at is why didn't you like it? It's like, get that list going. Anyway, cool. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Where can they find you, Tony? We'll start with you.
Okay, I was not ready for that. You can find me everywhere at TonyBTony_ on Twitter and Instagram. Also catch me every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Horror Movie News, where I'm there with Kari Lane. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes, and Neil.
Thanks, Gary. I'm Neil. You can find me at places where people are found at the Neil Plumley. That's TheNeilPlumley. Thanks for joining us, Amy.
Thanks for that, Neil.
You're welcome.
You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ. I'm also on YouTube. I talk about movies there too, so join me.
Yay! And I'm Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Go follow Frank, who's not here because he's working on a really cool project. Go follow him at Happy Go Jackie. I'm like, Happy Go Jackie. He's working on Hero Dogs, which is a really cool project he worked on last year, and he posts all this fun food stuff on there. So thank you for watching and tuning in, and go to the movies. See you next week.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.